me. See, I have a fine experience. My old ego comes up and says, "That's right, Frank. Yes, sir, that's the way it is." And what was experience turns into truth and knowledge. And it's my knowledge that kills me. This belief that I, with this 2.5 whiskey-soaked mind, can package and understand all, an infinite God, the mystery of God, and that I know how the hog ate the cabbage. Am I convinced any life based on self-will cannot succeed? Now, the greatest hope in AA is found in the 3rd step. It says, all of my troubles are of my own making. That's a statement of hope. It does not say that I'm some kind of a victim. It does not say that I have a low self-esteem or that I am a codependent or that I was set on the pot backwards when I was a child or that I'm the child of an alcoholic. It says, "Mister, your troubles are of your own making. They arise out of yourself. Quit looking for saviors. You're the guy." Alcoholics Anonymous puts the ball where the hell it belongs. Those that accept it lose their value to a whole industry when they accept the fact their troubles arise out of themselves. Why do I say? Because it goes on to say that in the last analysis, it is within yourself that you will find God. It is within yourself. And that is true. And I have found it so. And March the 12th, I was sober 25 years. When the year before I came in here, I had not been sober 5 days. And I am healthy and I am whole because in the last analysis, within myself, I found the grace and the love of God who freed me from it. Then you move to some more decision. Am I willing to be an agent of God? That's pretty presumptuous. Hell, I'm here tonight. I'm speaking for God. God tells me to tell you these things, right? That's what the book says. It says you're going to stand in the shoes of God. You are an agent of God. Then it says, He is the master and you're the servant. You remember old Charlton Heston and old Sid movie, you know? He's riding around on the horse and he's got shields and spears and everything, you know? That was my image, right? I didn't notice that little fella scuttling around waiting for him, you know, hoisting and fetching, you know. Now, am I willing to get off that horse and start fetching and carrying and be a loyal servant of God? Talks about being a child of God. He is the Father and I am the Son. Now, am I willing to accept the grace and the bounty of God, undeserved and unearned, the gifts of a father to his child, the providence, the care, and his protection? So I'd much rather have earned it or deserved it out of my goodness or my good works. But I have to go to God with my hands with jam on my face. Am I willing to say, yes, God, I accept your mercy. I accept your forgiveness. I accept this beautiful green jacket. And then the 4th step. Took a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. This is how I do that. In the first column, you put down the name of the son of a bitch. Or bitch, as the case may be. make his inventory or her inventory. And then in the third column, it shows you 6 things that it affects. My self-esteem, my ambitions, my personal relations, my sex relations, my security, or my pocketbook. And through each one of these offenses, I get a picture of my ego. It says, being convinced that self, manifested in various ways, is what had defeated us, we considered its common manifestation. Resentment is the #1 offender. So you start with your anger, and the devil must show his tail. And you take it to that third column, and you find out you're ruled by a committee. Using this process, I found out that I was not a prince that had been kidnapped from the king and queen and raised by these 2 peasants. I have found out again and again that I am not God, nor his anointed Christ, nor even one of his disciples. I found out that I'm not Mr. AA. I've had to find that one out a lot of times. And I found a lot of other things out. I found out that I'm not a perfect husband. Found out a lot of things using this simple system. Then the 5th step, and I take this inventory. I prefer to take 5th steps with drunks. Why? Because priests, preachers, psychologists, etc. are too damned easy to con. I go to a drunk who has done the work, take it to an understanding friend, and they're much, much harder to fox. And say, Frank, didn't you forget, or did you see? And we have a nice long discussion. And then the 6th step, the 6th and the 7th step. On the 6th, I review the work I've done and be sure it's solid. And on the 7th, I must come to God with a real awareness of my limitations. See, I'd love to approach God with clean hands and say, here I am, your loving child, see? But I come with dirty hands and a dirty face. And in that 7th step prayer, ooh, I missed a big one. I'm going to go back and recite the 3rd step prayer. God, I offer myself to thee to do with me and to build with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondage of self that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties, that victory over them may bear witness to those I would help of thy power, thy love, and thy way of life. May I do thy will always. I apologize for that. That's a big hole. But on the 7th step, I now say that 7th step prayer. My Creator, I'm now willing that you have all of me, the good and the bad. I pray that you remove from me every single defect of character that stands in the way of my usefulness to you and to my fellows. Grant me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Incidentally, I use that 7th step prayer each evening in my evening meditation when I review my day, looking for selfishness, dishonesty, self-seeking, and fear. Then I make a list of people I'd harmed. I use these 3x5 cards. He poo-pooed my cards. You know, I hate these high-bottom drunks that can remember things. I have to write them down. I take these cards and I go through my inventory. Not only the people that I've written on, but I watch these patterns, these beliefs, these marks of arrogance, these flashes of self-pity, and I look clear through my life and see if they've been operative with other people. And I put those down on the cards, and this is the list. We make a list of all the people we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. And then I go and face each of these people. God, I hate it.